In this video, I'm going to show you the actual path to becoming an aerospace engineer, how you can steal your own path, how you can gain momentum as an engineer, and I guarantee you that I can show you how to do all of this easily. Let's go. I went from a aimless college frat boy, partying every chance I got, watching Netflix for hours, and avoiding anything that made me think, to someone who has 3 degrees in physics and engineering, runs ultra marathons, and is a full-time aerospace engineer. I specifically work in propulsion design on some pretty incredible commercial airplanes that you've been on, and then some that are classified so you have never been on them. The big problem is that no one thinks that they can become an aerospace engineer. I didn't wake up and suddenly stop procrastinating, be really good at maths and physics, or enjoy studying my ass off. I was thinking, how can I become something that seemed impossible to me at the time? Well, I have the answer for you, the framework to take you from college frat boy to aerospace engineer. First, you have to find your in. Have you ever felt like you're on the cusp of something really big, but you couldn't quite find your way in? I knew I wanted to become an aerospace engineer, but the path was a mystery to me. I did a ton of research and found this program at my university that allowed me to get automatic acceptance into one of the nation's best engineering schools. I sat down and looked through the GPA requirements and found it. Bingo, we had an in. There was a slight problem, however, because I just failed Introductory Physics Lab 1. Regardless, we have an in, a way to move forward. Now let's get to the second piece of the framework. Let's go steal something. More specifically, you have to steal like an engineer. This is a concept used in the world of content creators. I was going to steal my grades. You first have to ask yourself, what are the other straight A students doing that I'm not? They're going to office hours, they're doing the homework problems, and they're surrounding themselves with other straight A students. Simple, so I stole these methods. I started going to every single office hour, and it was usually me and just a friend. And the professor is the highest form of tutoring you can get for free during those office hours. No one else showed up. I also hung out in the tutoring center and the library, which eventually led me to becoming a teaching assistant after I got better grades. Then I began doing the homework problems. This sounds obvious, but in reality, no one does the homework problems. Either Google it, go to ChatGPT, or some other form of that. You won't solidify the material this way. This will take you all the way through graduation. Seriously. These are the only things you have to do. Master the basics, amazing grades will follow, I promise. Then when you get to the job search, we do the same thing here. What are the people around me doing that are getting these jobs? I sent out 60+ job applications, I networked with the hiring recruiters, and I extended my search to 8+ countries. You can steal any framework that is successful and apply it to your own goals here. That is what we're doing. Now, we're about to get to the best part. Quickly, I spent thousands of dollars on these degrees, hours of work boiling this down. If you want to learn more from an aerospace engineer on self-improvement, digital business, and video content, subscribe. Now, back to the goods. Momentum is the only equation you need. This is the equation that quite literally changed my life and is the basis of most productivity courses out there. The key to building lasting habits is focusing on creating a system of small wins. When you focus on the practice rather than the performance, you can enjoy the present moment and improve at the same time. Momentum is your system of small wins and keeps you going and progressing. This equation is defined by mass times velocity. Now, how do we apply this? Your mass in this case is micro improvements that you can make daily, because this grows your mass over time. Your velocity or vital consistency is how many days in a row you can continuously do the thing without breaking the chain. If you break the chain, your momentum becomes 0, because anything times 0 is 0. Your micro improvements and your vital consistency is what keeps your momentum going. To give a practical example, let's look at homework. You want to first write out all the known and unknown variables, then draw out a diagram to visualize the problem. Then grab any equations you may need. Then you need to sit in that discomfort, you need to focus, and you need to struggle and struggle and struggle until you get this breakthrough moment where you find a solution. This struggle is how you improve your homework, get better grades, and create more mass for your momentum system. Now for consistency, you need to make the habit easier. This would be going to a workplace conducive with homework, turning your phone on do not disturb mode, and do not go home between classes. The whole point of this equation is that it gets easier and easier the more you implement it, because you get better over time and build habits. Find what works, use the equation, generate momentum. A quote I love, if we improve by 1% every day, in just 70 days, we'll be twice as good. Now, like I promised, how to do all of this easily. I found the perfect solution. I've never told anyone this before, but I was sitting at my kitchen table with the wisest person I know. I was talking about how I was frustrated, strung out, and honestly scared for the path ahead. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it all the way through the program, through engineering school, let alone graduate. The person said out of nowhere, "Stop, take a deep breath, and listen. You drive a car at night without being scared. How is that possible if you can't see the entire road? Every step along that path, every pothole. You can only see what is just 100 feet in front of you, but you keep driving, and that's enough. You see what is directly in front of you and adjust in the moment. You drive around the potholes, avoid the deer, brake for stoplights. But the key is you only focus on the things that are right in front of you. You don't get stressed about the entire path, every problem, all the work that you will have to do 100 miles ahead of you. Just what is right in front of you." The genius mystery person was my mother. You simply sit down, focus on what is right in front of you, and do the work. Plan the drive, set that plan aside, and drive what you can see in front of you. Plan your path to becoming an aerospace engineer, set that aside, and do the work for just today. Don't mentally fatigue yourself about what is due tomorrow. I took this advice to do some incredible things in my life, and I know that you can do it too. You do all you can do in this moment today. Just keep your headlights on, adjust to the road directly in front of you, and keep driving. If you get a flat tire, repair the tire and keep driving. Please keep driving.